our last episode, we explored 10 of the world's most iconic ancient blades, but many others remain in history's shadows. Weapons just as deadly, just as awe-inspiring. The kukri is no ordinary knife. It's a statement. With its distinctive inward curve and forward heavy design, the kukri functions as both a tool and a weapon of terrifying efficiency. Originating in the Himalayan region, it gained international fame in the hands of the Nepalese Gurkhas, elite warriors known for their fearlessness and loyalty. This isn't just a blade made for slashing. It's built for chopping through bone and wood alike. In combat, the weight of the blade generates devastating momentum. One solid blow can be fatal. British officers once said that when a Gurkha draws his kukri, he must draw blood, even if only to nick himself. A chilling sign of intent. Today, the kukri remains part of the Gurkha military uniform and a legend in the world of blades. Unlike other weapons of Rome, the parazonium wasn't made for battle. It was made for presence. Carried by commanders, generals, and even mythological figures, the parazonium was a symbol of leadership, not bloodshed. Short, leaf-shaped, and often richly decorated, it conveyed courage and command. In Roman iconography, Mars, god of war, is often shown wielding a parazonium, not because he needed it, but because it represented the readiness to act without resorting to brute force. This was a blade that commanded armies, without ever leaving its sheath. The Zhanmadao wasn't subtle. It was a war cleaver, a massive two-handed Chinese sword designed to cut through horse and rider alike. Its name says it all, horse-slaying saber. Used from the Tang through the Song dynasty, the Zhanmadao was a direct response to the rising threat of nomadic cavalry, particularly the deadly Mongols of the steppe. Over 5 feet long and incredibly heavy, this weapon required strength and precision, but in the hands of a skilled soldier, it was the ultimate anti-cavalry blade. Imagine facing a thundering wall of horses and standing your ground with one sword. The yataghan was the sword of the elite, carried by Ottoman janissaries. This forward-curving blade was compact, deadly, and deceptively elegant. With no crossguard and a distinct ear-shaped hilt, the yataghan could be used in swift, controlled slashes, perfect for close-quarter combat. But this blade wasn't just deadly, it was fashionable. Many were intricately decorated with gold, silver, and even poetry. To the Ottomans, the yataghan was a statement of power, culture, and artistic finesse, wrapped in steel, small, curved, deadly. The sika was the favorite of assassins and gladiators. Originating in the Balkans and adopted by Roman arenas, the sika's inward curve made it perfect for stabbing around a shield or into someone's ribs during a grapple. It was so effective at ambush and murder that the Latin word sicarius, meaning assassin, was born from it. Today in Spanish, sicario still means hitman. This little sword left a long, sharp legacy. Few weapons are steeped in blood and myth quite like the harp. It was the blade used by the Titan Cronus to overthrow the heavens, and by Perseus to behead the Gorgon Medusa. Described as a sword with a sickle-like hook, the harp may have inspired real-world ceremonial and battle blades in the ancient Mediterranean. Whether real or symbolic, the harp became the very image of divine rebellion and fate-changing violence. The seax was the knife of a people. Carried by farmers, fighters, and kings, it was both weapon and daily tool. Straight, single-edged, and easy to forge, the seax was used throughout Northern Europe during the Dark Ages. It could gut a fish or an enemy. In fact, the very word Saxon comes from seax. The knife wasn't just useful, it was cultural identity forged in steel. The barong is a blade born from resistance. Used by the Moro people of the southern Philippines, this wide, leaf-shaped sword was short but devastating. It excelled in close combat, delivering powerful slashes even through Spanish and American armor. Heavy at the tip, durable at the core, the barong was as much a symbol of survival as it was of war. The akrafena was not just a weapon, it was power made visible. Used by the Ashanti people of West Africa, this sword served both military and symbolic roles. Chiefs carried it into battle and into courtrooms. The blade often bore adinkra symbols, conveying moral proverbs and spiritual truths. Today, these swords remain part of Ghana's living tradition, proof that the blade can speak louder than words. If swords had a final form, it would be the Zweihänder, meaning two-hander. This enormous blade could reach over 6 feet in length. Used by the German Landsknechts, fierce mercenaries, it was designed to break enemy pike lines and sow chaos. Which of these legendary blades would you wield?